Interesting, huh? The other thing I wanted to talk about was another thing I heard from this week, and it's kind of interesting with the news coming out that Alabama hired George Helow as coach for I I guess more of an analyst because I don't know if he had like you don't really hire coaches assistants like that now, so it's pretty much just an analyst position I would guess. And you know, I was watching the Menace to Sports podcast with Zach and Chris from Ohio State, and they're having a blast up there. They're thinking, "Oh yeah, Saban, he's a genius and everything." And I mean, yeah, Saban is, he's a he, when it comes to football, the man definitely knows his stuff. You can't be successful for as long as he has, and not, especially in college football, because the roster changeover is, always roster changeover, staff turnover. It's constant when you're a successful program like that. So to stay on top for as long as he has, for sure. But then something was kind of like, like I just can never take anything at face value. That's the thing. Like they come up with this news that George Helo's been hired and everything, and I had a thought throughout the week because, of course, sign stealing signs and everything came out. So everybody was like saying, "Oh, Sir Nick Saban, a master class in coaching because he's doing sign stealing the legal way." And I was like, to me, I was like, whatever. Like, I mean, George Hill, I'm sure he's a decent coach, but he wasn't one for Michigan. Like the way he coached linebackers, like if you were following Michigan as he was coaching linebackers, linebacker play was down. That's why he doesn't have a job. Okay, that's legit why he doesn't have a job. The linebacker play and linebacker recruiting. Now you see, if linebacker recruiting was good and linebacker play was bad, all right, at least linebacker recruiting is good. But no, linebacker recruiting was good, or was not good, and linebacker play on the field was subpar. Not that it was terrible or anything, but it was just not up to championship level football standards. So that's why he doesn't have a job anymore. You can go back, watch the tape, watch all of the, especially watch Junior Colson because he's pretty much been there from since George Helow was hired, pretty much. And yeah, the 2021 and 2022, Colson was like, you could tell he had especially 2021, you could tell he had the skills, but the knowledge and experience and the savvy wasn't there. So in 2022, you're expecting, yeah, to get the knowledge. No, still all over the place a little bit better, but not the jump that you would expect to see. But I digress. So that got me thinking, like, okay, he hires the coach and everything, even if that happens, like, and he can say, like, I guess it would just be for defense because on offense, Michigan uses wristbands. They don't really use signals that much. But then I was thinking, you know what I mean? Again, like, one thought leads to another. So then I was thinking again, I'm just like, it's weird with after all of this talk of stealing signals and whatever, if the NCAA doesn't implement something this year, after everything that happens, then that's pretty messed up. And it really was a hit job on Michigan because maybe I would think for the embarrassment that they got caught with the first hamburger or whatever, and then they had to the one NCAA official spoke out of line and spoke about the case when he shouldn't have, so it all fell apart, and the NCAA looked really stupid for that. So they might have, to me, like, if they don't do anything about getting helmet mics in this season, then I thought, hey, that's pretty messed up after the way the season went with Harbaugh being suspended and anything. You would figure, let's get these babies in right away. So then, of course, I have to look into it further, dig deeper. And, I'm looking on ESPN's page. As you can see right here, I'm on ESPN's page. And do you see anything about, like, with the sign stealing, anything like that? Nope, I don't see anything. But look at this. Yahoo Sports. You figure that ESPN, the one who covers, like, legit, one of the big two who covers college football other than Fox, that they would be up on this. But absolutely nothing. Silence. And here's what I'm talking about. Is college football ready to get out of the Stone Age with signals? Bold trial run with helmet communication showing promise. Thursday, December 21st, 2023. 11:58 p.m. So this was yesterday. On Saturday night, college football history will be made when Utah and Northwestern meet in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. The competition will feature two technologies never used simultaneously before in major college football game. Players and coaches will have the ability to use both smart tablets on the sideline and coach-to-player helmet communications on the field. In fact, it is one of at least 14 bowl games featuring the use of both one or both technologies in an experiment that many believe will result in permanent adoption. Or at least that's the hope. So, they mentioned the Michigan sign stealing saga, dot, 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 dot. So, going back to Nick Saban hiring George Helow, how much you want to bet that one of these 14 games is obviously going to be the Rose Bowl and the college football playoff? So, ESPN probably hasn't reported on it. I don't know why. You figure they're the worldwide leader in sports. They do the majority of coverage for the NCAA for college football. Crickets. So of course Saban figured out, because they would have probably went to Saban and the University of Alabama and said, hey, yeah, for the Rose Bowl we're going to be using helmet communications. You'll be allowed to use them player to coach helmet communications and tablets and all kinds of things. So guess what? Guess who else is probably stealing signs as well, or has signals from teams? Probably Saban. And now those signals, all that work is probably shot out the window, because now it's just gonna be, all right, flip 22, call the play in the headset, boom. The only way around it is to make sure is when you're playing a road game and to get noise in the stadium. So that's gonna be a cool thing to see the quarterback cover their ears. But that's what's going on. Because I knew, I was like, that's a weird hire out of nowhere, but that's what's going on. They are putting in helmet communications, and that for the for both the semifinal, the Rose Bowl, and I think the Sugar Bowl or whatever it is, for both of those, they're going to be in there, and for the college playoffs, it's going to be in there. So, yeah, and you know what? Look at this. So far, at least 2 games have used tablets on the sidelines in the coach's booth to review in-game video replays. One game, the Independence Bowl, has used helmet communications. So it's already been being used once, helmet communications. So this is what's probably going around in the back, in the back circles, like in the back channels, where, the NCAA is relaying this uh, to the different universities that will be playing in these 14, well now 13, in these 13 bowl games. So obviously Nick Saban got the notice, and he was like, "Damn, everything that we did for the whole season, trying to get Michigan signals, that's out the door now. Now I gotta hire George Helow to get some information about how the defense actually operates based on their looks and everything like that." And yeah, times are changing. The future is now. And Max Power's CFB will be right there to bring it to you as well. I am never thinking about college football in the present. I I think about college football where it's going. What's the big picture? And this is the big picture. The big picture is that for these bowl games, we're moving on. And now that we're moving on, now now we're probably more in Harbaugh's wheelhouse, where being in more of an NFL guy and having lots of NFL experience, he's probably more adept. So guys like Matt Rule, especially just coming from the NFL, whether you're successful there or not, Saban too. But Saban, he's when he was in the NFL, we're talking the 2000s. You know what I mean? Like this is what after his LSU championship, he went to the NFL. So this is even before Alabama. So yeah, this is the future now, and I think that it's gonna get interesting because, like I said, this is more up in Harbaugh's wheelhouse as somebody who's had a lot of like a good, decent amount of NFL coaching success. See, when you have coaching success in the NFL, it means that you know what, like you're on a different. He's on that different level when it comes to like now that we've probably taken signals out of the game because I personally believe now that with what I've been doing, especially that signals have been using. We've been using signals all the time now. So now that we're going to the more NFL player coach communications through the helmet mics, now we're gonna see a whole new, different type of football. We'll see exactly who the pretenders are. Here's looking at you, Ryan Day. All right, I'm gonna be signing out now. But those are my thoughts, and it's actually kind of interesting because to me, the fact that none of this is being reported by ESPN, and this is the recent page. The report on Michigan gets notice of alleged football violations. You know, Pac-12 they settle with the departing schools. Yeah, they'll talk about FSU suing ACC and everything. But it seems to me like they're trying to keep this one under the wrap.